I am truly pleased that we are able to hand over all these equipment, both personal protective equipment as well as IT equipment, which I'll cover a little bit later, all financed by grant from the Pandemic Emergency Financing Facility, which is part of a broader World Bank program of 15 million Fiji dollars to help Fiji address and indeed continue its very stellar management of the COVID-19 pandemic. In closing, I would just reiterate that we are, Minister and Permanent Secretary, immensely proud of this first, if you will, handover, this first successful activity in our relationship, and a relationship that I hope will continue to strengthen our support to Fiji's health systems, of course in close coordination with key development partners through these very challenging times to help boost Fiji's resilience not only to COVID-19 but other emerging public health emergencies. And with that, let me just say, Vinaka Vakalevu, it's a real pleasure to be here today. Thank you.
The Fiji government is particularly grateful for the immense support by the World Bank with this grant. And having said that, what it does show is first of all, the compassion and the commitment that the World Bank has towards Fiji and Fiji's development. But it also shows that Fiji is able to show the World Bank that is able to produce the outcomes that's needed with whatever the World Bank is able to support Fiji with. And that is a great testament, especially as we are a developing country. It also shows the belief that the World Bank has in Fiji's ability not only to combat COVID-19 but also all the challenges that it has in front of it. Today is about more than 300 days since we last had COVID-19 in the community, and we say it with a lot of humility because there are many countries around the world that do not share in the freedoms that we have. I've been in a series of meetings this week with colleagues from all over the world, and Mr. Malgad, almost all of them were wearing masks. And I cannot but say thank you to all of us who have been involved in making Fiji COVID contained. And just hearing about the restrictions, the many restrictions that a lot of these countries are still undergoing, we are grateful for the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister, the work that's been done within government, but also the support of development partners such as the World Bank. This grant and this support has come at the right time. As I've said before in Parliament, the whole world is facing a huge black hole in terms of disrupted global supply chain. And the ability of us to be able to receive, to be able to store, to be able to hoard, so that in case we need it, we can be able to do it, is actually something that we are very grateful to. Also, the ability for us to continue working on our digitalization right throughout. I hear that we have gowns, gloves, alcohol sanitizers, beds, basic biomedical equipment, and this will be distributed to our quarantine sites and also our isolation facilities. Also like to thank you, as I've alluded to the support to our IT networking capacity, to the 32 existing sites and the structural cabling for the 24 new sites. The Minister of Health and also the Government of Fiji recognizes the ongoing support for the next 3 years, as you've alluded to, 50 million Fiji dollars, and trust this will materialize in our ambition to continue to raise the bar for healthcare services, not only in Fiji, but also to be a shining beacon all throughout the world. And we've done this so far by continuing to show that with our sovereignty we can make the important decisions that are keeping this country safe. We are living under the new normal, and with the series of natural disasters that we faced, the Minister of Health has continued to work in supporting the work of government as a whole, but building resilience by reaching out to the hard-to-reach places and the affected areas. And I hear some of the equipment and also the big alcohol sanitizer buckets that are there have already been pre-positioned in some of these areas. And this is actually helping our frontline FIMAC, which are the clinical teams being deployed to support the huge public health campaign. The government, the Fijian government, will continue to display resilience in protecting everyone in this nation in this unparalleled and unprecedented pandemic period, and at the same time continue to work hard through our remodeling framework to reach the hard-to-reach places. We thank the World Bank for their support. We thank the World Bank for being our partner, for being our friend, for not only in terms of the grant itself, but also the many ways that you and your unit has been working with us in terms of the support, the consultancies, the advices that you've given to us as we move forward together. And I sincerely wish that and hope that all the staff that will be using the equipment, and also the patients and the people of Fiji that will ultimately benefit from it, they will realize that, as we keep on saying, that only together we can. And with the work of the World Bank, together with us and other development partners, we will continue to keep Fiji COVID contained. Navalu.